The program is State Affairs on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. I have Kunle Jimber here. Kunle Jimber is a banker. I met Kunle Jimber on Instagram. Kunle Jimber comments on national affairs with ease, with clear understanding of how a state should be run. Kunle Jimber writes too. Kunle Jimber's book will be out soon. Do you want to read his book? It is entitled The Switch, Perspective to Success. I have gone through the manuscript. I'm waiting to read the book. Kunle Jimber, it's good to have you on State Affairs.
Thank you, Edmund. Good morning, listeners out there.
What is it like being a banker?
It's a prestigious job. I'm always saying that do what you love. Don't do what is available. It's something I've developed passion for, even when it was not that popular. And I've enjoyed it so far.
But banking has always been popular.
Yeah, I mean, amongst the first elites, then they believe that banking job is just like a normal civil servant job. So anybody who doesn't think about the way it is now, the new generation banks change the paradigm for banking.
So what is the new paradigm?
The new paradigm now is that it is a profession that is at the top level. And the profession is seen as such that it stimulates the economy. It's not just a work. It is part of the economy. It's a progress. When an economy is improving, if you want to see an economy that is improving, that is well structured, banking sector is a major part of that economy, because the work of a bank is to fund the deficit in the economy, take from the surplus angle to fund the deficit angle. So they bring people who have surplus and then merge with people who need to fund the economy at an agreed terms. You understand? So that is the job now. And then you've seen the advent and the professionalism of banking these days to say that it is no longer work as usual or job as usual. It is no longer an option. It is what is vital for the economy to grow, to stimulate it. They regulate, they had advices, they give professional advices on things to be done. And they mentor people, entrepreneurs, even people who are professionals, who are civil servants. They go to banks to seek for advice on how to better their life. They help government increase revenue. So banking, in its essence now, is very, very vital for the development of any economy in the world.
Now, a banker also writes. What triggered that writing instinct?
Okay, over the years, things I've learned in banking, the experience I've garnered from my bosses, from my subordinates, I felt it would be very proper to put it in perspective. One thing I've noticed is that the definition of success is being misconstrued in this generation. Moral values at the lowest ebb, national orientation non-existent. The get-rich syndrome is hitting the entire population. There's no longer dignity of labor. Success now is being measured by material things. People go on social media, they see somebody dressing somehow, they believe that is the definition of success. You don't even know what the person is worth or the mental capacity of this person. Mentorship by the wrong ideas. Things people see makes them feel that this is how success is defined. So people don't really know what success is. Then from my own experience, I felt, let me put things together and write a little, contribute my own quota to say, success, what does it mean to you? And that's how I came about the switch. For you to be successful in life, there are phases when you start. For example, I had an encounter. Somebody who just started a job, you just graduated, you just started a job, and immediately you're thinking of buying a car of, let's say, 10, 12 million. How is that going to come? How much is the salary? Your father, who has been a permanent secretary for 15 years, has he bought a car of 15 million?
Is that what you see?
That's the rot I see in the society. And that is the reason why young graduates of today are not concentrating on the job. That is why, because the taste is so high that even a starter salary doesn't seem okay for them. So they're looking for all other means to make money, cutting corners, not doing the right thing, lacking focus at job. So I felt there's a need for us to define what success is.
And you have done that clearly in this manuscript.
Yes, the book is made of 7 chapters. And when the book is finally out, people can read and see. The first one I said, who are you? That's chapter 1. You need to define who am I? Who exactly are? That is a definition of your innate ability, the things you want to achieve. Then the second chapter I said, what do you want? It surprises me that when you ask people, when they come for interviews and you say, give us an introduction, who are you? The first few minutes, they are just mumbling words. They can't really define who they've been. You understand? Then I said, what do you want? In life, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a plan, then you will follow other people's plan. You will fall into other people's plan. What is the characteristics of success? What does it mean to you to be successful? How do you measure yourself? A man who has never been to the Caribbean island, can he ever think of buying a house in the Caribbean island? A man who has spent his days in the farm, can he ever think of riding a Rolls Royce? All of a sudden, you went on social media, you saw somebody riding Rolls Royce, and then you're dreaming that this is the definition of success. What does success mean to you? What are the characteristics?
And in the work, you said, make time count for you.
Yes, don't just count time. Make it count. Your country, and that is exactly what is happening in the country today. Our leaders are not making things count. They're just counting time. Somebody has been a governor for 8 years. He's going, and people are saying, what has been the contribution? Has the state improved from how you met it? Time, they've not made it count. They're just counting the time. So we need to make time count, not just counting it.
What do you think about the way leaders are judged here?
It is unfortunate because leaders are not accountable to the followers. And I've said in one of my write-ups sometimes past that Nigeria is a rentier state. Rentier in the sense that leaders make money from receipt of oil. So they are not accountable. If you compare Nigerian economy to a UK, for example, in UK, the bulk of the government revenue comes from tax. And then you know that you are accountable to people because they pay tax. So you must give them condition of service or condition of living that is better. Because if I pay almost about 40% of tax to you to fund the government, then I must see the same thing in terms of comfort. And that is why societies in Nigeria, communities will have no light for 5 years, no transformer. They will be begging. And then you feel that government is doing them a favor.
And you see governors posing
and you
as
see
performers.
Governors posing, they've performed. And there's a community without transformer for 8 years.
Let's look at this. You see governors constructing new road in 2019, not creating walkway, not even thinking of what will happen with new transport systems.
It's
they
absurd.
still build road the old way.
It's absurd. It's unheard of.
Open gutters.
They are doing road construction like it should be done in 18th century. And then and they are well traveled. And they are not imbibed. If you go to the likes of Dubai, see the way their roads are. These are multi-dimensional roads.
You see, when I went
These are roads without potholes.
When I went to old Dubai and then moved into new Dubai,
you'll be surprised.
You see a state that is working.
Exactly.
Even the old Dubai looks like a new state.
Exactly. And now compared to the new one.
Nobody has done anything about Bere.
It's appalling.
Have you walked into Bere?
I saw it
You see the way they live?
I saw it recently. It's appalling.
You see, I look forward to a governor who moves into Bere, clean it up, modernize it, make it into a tourist attraction. The brown roof will attract tourists.
I'm telling you, absolutely. We have so many monuments in Oyo State, in the country, that we can turn to a tourist center, that people can come from all over the world. Honestly, I think our leaders need to wake up. And also, it is not their fault alone. The followers are not also demanding. You see followers gratifying these leaders. They are opening roads, they are commissioning roads in 2019. How do you say you are commissioning roads? Roads that are built with taxpayers' money, with government money. Somebody is doing jamboree to say, I want to commission it. It's unheard of. And then people glorify little things these people do from the state's money. You go and glorify and be begging at their knees. Who does that in 2019?
Do you see that traffic lights are not working?
What works? Nothing works, honestly.
But traffic lights were installed at the time and they worked. So what happened? Who accounts for that waste?
Well, maybe for commissioning. They will work, then after commissioning, they stop working.
Kunle Jimber, when is your book coming out?
Well, I'm hoping it comes out this year. I'm working seriously on it. The manuscript is ready. I'll be shopping for a publisher and an editor who will look at it. Then I want a reviewer, somebody to also review it finally before it's published. So I'm hoping it comes out this year. And for the benefit of people who are not in Nigeria, it will also be on Amazon so that they can download and read.
Kunle Jimber is a young banker. You need to see him. I like the way you dress.
Thank you very much, Edmund. I like the way you talk. I like your reasoning and your analysis.
Thank you.
And thanks for the forward. You've done me the honor of writing.
I hope you like the forward.
I really love it. I really love it.
Okay, I wrote the forward of his book that will be coming out soon. Kunle Jimber, thank you for featuring on State Affairs.
Thank you for having me, Edmund.
I am Edmund Obilo. But back after this break, let's listen to Lagbaja.